was not, I think I was something like 16 years old. So I was pretty old that's not the kind of thing. And I'm completely self-taught. I just took one lesson in my life.
But that was probably pre-YouTube days. So
Yeah.
you learned back then. How did you teach yourself?
Well, it's just I was listening to things and I was trying to transcribe everything by ear, and I was it's I was meeting friends at parties, and instead of trying to seduce the other camp, when I was meeting people that would be interesting guitar wise, I would stick to them and empty their whole brain of the informations, and then I would try to play the songs and do whatever I could do of these informations.
One, what is a musical director in your definition, and how did you find yourself in that role?
Well, a musical director is the guy who's going to be in charge of plenty of things regarding to the live performance. It starts by picking the musicians that are going to play with you or with the artist, not especially with you, because you might not play in the band. As a matter of fact, I think it's better if you don't play in the band. And create the arrangements or following the arrangements of the record, or finding a way to make the artists comfortable on stage and trying to find the best way for her or for him to be efficient and to be the greatest possible for the audience. I don't have stage fright anymore. I used to have it like 15 years ago. I don't now. And I don't see the audience anymore. I don't see anything. I'm just playing music. Which might be a bit sad, but that's the way I am today because I'm so used to it. So when they come up to me, it's going on stage is like going to my kitchen. And so most of the time they come up to me and they say, I'm scared, I'm nervous, and I'm not going to be making it. And I'm just like, well, chill out. It's cool. There's nothing to be scared about. They all love you. We know the show, we know the tunes. You love the tunes, you love your life. And they're just like, oh, all right, okay. I'm not nervous. So I'm trying to pass it on to them.
To embrace that kind of fear, because very, very rarely do we get to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. It's so easy for us to create our world around us to make sure that nothing ever feels bad. And like the minute you push that, there's a lot of good behind that. And having that feeling, if you can kind of handle it and control it, it's super powerful.
The only thing that could go wrong, and that's the only thing that I remember going wrong, is the computer, because we are playing to backing tracks. And some meaning that there are things that when the music has been produced in the studio, they had the idea of like adding an orchestra, a symphonic orchestra, which is not possible to add on stage because that would be too expensive. So the computer is playing the orchestra and we are playing with the computer. There's a click track, so they go dook, 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 dook. We have this in our ears and we're playing with the computer. And if the computer crashes, then the orchestra is gone. You have to keep on playing because you can't stop. And sometimes, and that's the only times when we stop the tunes in the middle of the tunes, it's when the singer goes offbeat. And she is like singing, she's not following the click track, because most of the time she doesn't have it in her ears. And when he or she is not following this, and it is like a beat before or a beat after, and then it's a nightmare. And then you have to stop the song. Mm-hmm. And most of the time when it happens, when we stop the songs in the middle of the song, it's funny because it's always a turning point in the concert, because the people in the audience in front of us, they see that we are not machines.
Exactly.
And most of the time it makes the concert better. For sure. So I like when it stops in the middle of the songs. I always stop. If there is something wrong, I'm just like, yeah, let's stop. It's going to be great.
I've been on stage with you a couple of times. We've done that.
It's humanity. It's just we are not machines. There is a machine behind us. Even the machine crashes. So that's a good lesson. If there is too much noise, if the audience is making too much noise, then there's the click track, and you won't hear the first beat. And so you think that the first beat is the third one or the second one, and then you're completely lost. And when the song starts, you're just like, what's happening? And so that's the reason why I decided to tell him that we needed someone to count and to record the countings. So on the click tracks, there is someone who would say 1, 2, 3, 4. And that way, if we would be lost for any reasons, you'd have someone to say 1, 2, and then you know where you were for the start of the songs. Yeah, that's one of the things. It's something that I hear a lot. Yeah, they're playing to backing tracks, so it just sucks, and it's not a real concept. If there is a drummer and there is a bass player, guitars, keyboards, and everything, it's live. It's just they're playing to something which is a bit rigid. They're not the tempo is not going to go like this.
Yeah,
but we're all used to it now because everything has been computerized and there is no tempo shifts anymore.
Cool, man. Well, listen, it is such a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm so glad that so many of our students and our friends could join and listen to you. Let's hope we do something again with you soon.
Yeah. I'll come at some point. All right.
All right, Thibaut, man. We love you. Thanks so much, everybody.
Have a good night.
Woohoo, Thibaut!
Thank you.
Hey, come on.